The New York Jets might literally have the two rookie of the years. Hey, what's going on? Matt O'Leary back with another video. Today we're going to talk about Sauce Gardner and Rhys Hall because, as I mentioned on the top of this show, they legitimately might have the two rookie of the years on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball. Before we get started today, I just wanted to mention you can follow on socials at Matt O'Leary and why. If you haven't already, please make sure to check out the Just Jets podcast wherever it is that you get your show. So when the New York Jets drafted Rhys Hall and Sauce Gardner, I know I can speak for myself, and I think most people thought they're both really good prospects. Sauce was arguably the best corner prospect. Some would say Derek Stingley, but I thought he was a little bit risky because he hasn't really played to what he looked like as, was it a freshman all those years ago now at this point? But he's been good so far in the NFL, so got to give him credit. And Breece Hall, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinion, was the best running back prospect in this draft class. And, you know, I thought they were eventually going to be really good players at the next level, but rookies tend to come on a little bit slow, and they were going to play big roles right away. And I thought they would flash, but ultimately, you know, there would be some ups and downs like most rookies endure over their first season in the league. That hasn't been the case. They've both come in and been downright dominant through their first 6 games of the year. Like, think about this. Both of these guys only have 6 NFL games under their belt, and they look like veterans who've been there and done it for years and years and years. We'll start with Breece Hall, who has 391 yards on the ground, 3 rushing touchdowns. He's averaging 5.1 yards per attempt. He's been everything you could possibly ask for and so much more. Not to mention 218 receiving yards and a receiving touchdown. If you're to pace that out over a full season, over 1,100 yards, 1,108 yards, 8 touchdowns, 618 receiving yards, and 3 touchdowns. If that isn't offensive rookie of the year numbers, I don't know what is. And it's not like any of these young quarterbacks who were taken who are rookies have really played. Like Kenny Pickett hasn't looked good and obviously got banged up this past week. There hasn't really been anybody else who's jumped off the page and said, yep, that's the guy. He is for sure going to walk away with the award. Obviously, Damien Pierce, I think, has done really nice things in Houston, but with how Breece has been over the last 2 weeks, I mean, he went for 97 rushing yards last week and 100 receiving yards. This week, he went over 100 yards on the ground for the first time in his career. This is only the beginning, and he's just getting better week over week. And the Jets only threw the ball 18 times last week, and we could probably at some point during the week get into Zach Wilson's performance from this past game, but they didn't need Zach to do a whole lot because of how well they're running the football. He had 20 rushing attempts and was awesome. He went for over 100 yards. In the second half, the Jets really tried to ice that game out, run the ball out, and it worked. It worked, and it's been a ton of fun to watch him work, and I still can't believe that there were people so critical of the decision to draft Breece Hall and that they should have drafted a quarterback in the second round or anything else. And while, you know, I think I've made my statements pretty clear at this point, my stance on both of these guys during the draft process, I was surprised that the Jets decided to draft Breece Hall and Sauce Gardner, but it's hard for me to fault them for trying to make life as easy for your young quarterback as humanly possible with Breece Hall. And with Sauce, I wanted a wide receiver and an edge in the first round, and you were still able to get that. So there are no complaints from me then, no complaints from me now. Breece Hall's been fantastic. And Sauce Gardner, man, through 6 games, he's allowed 154 receiving yards. That's 25.7 yards per game. That's it. He's locking down every single guy. He's been one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL, not just rookies. He's playing like a top 10 corner right now. And yeah, since 2000, only Marcus Peters and Marshawn Lattimore have won the award at corner. It's very rare. Usually it goes to a pass rusher or a linebacker. It's very rare that a secondary player wins the award. But outside of Sauce, I don't know who you're going to potentially give the award to. Aiden Hutchinson slowed down after a quick start. Usually, like I said, it goes to a pass rusher, but none of these pass rushers, at least yet, have been really dominant. So Hall and Gardner are the front runners for the award on both sides of the ball. The Jets legitimately have a chance to have 2 rookies of the year, one on the offensive side and one on the defensive side. How rare is that? For years and years and years, it was just this Jets team did not have enough talent to be competitive on a week in and week out basis. And now they're sitting at 4-2. And the biggest reason for that is because the guys they've drafted over the last couple of years have played really good football, and they've been asked to do a lot for rookies or second-year players, and they played up to it. Sauce Gardner, you could not ask for anything more out of. Rhys Hall, the same thing. You can't ask for anything more out of. These guys have been fantastic, and I think they have a really good shot, as crazy as that might sound, to win both awards on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. They have a really good shot to do it. It's nuts, but I'm loving it. Let me know what you think down below in the comments about both Rhys Hall and Sauce Gardner. Do you think they win Offensive Rookie of the Year and Defensive Rookie of the Year? If not, who? Sound off below. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, share with a friend, like the video. I'm Matt O'Leary, and I'll catch you next time.